It's April 24, 2020, and you're watching Vonda and Jason Live. I'm Jason Flowers.
I'm Vonda Evans.
Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Also on YouTube, click the bell for future notifications. So let's get started, Vonda.
Listen, let me tell you something. I had like a serious bad today. Okay, I just, then I see Jada Pinkett. I was like, look, she rocking her hat. I'm gonna have to rock mine. Okay, I'm sorry. Now, for those of you who are watching us, we're in Michigan. We have a 15-day extension. We have a 15-day extension, and I have about 13 pounds I've gained. So listen, something got to give. Okay, I'm telling you. Okay, because it's not coming off no more. Okay, it's not working. So I'm about to make I'm messing around here, be 180 pounds.
Listen, I'm about to make a joke, and it might not be funny to you, but I can joke about it now. But when I had the COVID, I lost 15 pounds. I'm not sure if that's what you want to lose the weight, and it's not.
Listen, I do not want to get sick, but I damn sure want to lose 15 pounds. Okay, I saw Jason. His little butt looked like a pancake. It looked like pancake butt.
It's flat.
It was SpongeBob SquarePants. Okay, boy, you better get in there and eat. Okay, I wish that is not my problem. Okay,
no cookies.
Listen, okay, all right. I had me about like you doing them little hand portions. Because, as you get older and as a woman, your metabolism slows down considerably. And so, that little, 5-mile walk I'm doing, baby, is my body like, girl, you better. Okay, I need you to be up and running them streets again and doing a little bit more. That ain't helping, okay? And then this is how I started really cheating. I added in, because, I got my Fitbit. I added in my 10,000 steps. I do my housework in the morning. So by the time I do my walk, it's already on 5,000. So I said, now look, you got to be true to the game and stop, lying to yourself. This is how I feel. Lie to the world. Do not lie to yourself. When you lying to yourself and putting a scale back a couple pounds and, energizing your Fitbit, you ain't being right about your life, okay?
Exactly.
So needless to say, I'm going to have to up my game. I do want to share something with you all that you see my new face mask. I'm going to have that on a little later on. It completely covers my face.
I did see your PPE on your Facebook and your Instagram, all of that.
Baby, I'm ready for it. Okay, let's go. So anyway, let's talk about the show. Let's jump right in. Now, what's going on?
All right. Well, I don't know if people are familiar with actress Terry Javon, but she has on her Instagram did I upload the video of that? No, I did. She has on her Instagram a little escape from her family, her husband, and her children. So she gets on Instagram and go live and just talk in her bathroom. It's called Terry in the Bathroom. So she's best known for her role as Lovita Alize Jenkins on the 90s sitcom The Steve Harvey Show. Like I said, she regularly makes these posts on her Instagram as a way of escape from her family during this coronavirus lockdown.
Just tried divorce. That's what I did.
You said what?
I just tried divorce.
Oh, God. So this week, she discusses her unusual, maybe not unusual, quarantine practice. So let's just take a look at that. Let's get the video up. And we're going to play that right here.
In the bathroom with Terry. Hey, y'all. I have more to say. So, look, I got dressed today. I mean, I smell fresh. I went for a jog this morning. Well, not this morning, about noon. Something like that. About noon. And came home, showered, shaved my underarms. I put on a little thingy. I mean, not that we're going to get time in the moment of this day to do anything. I sprayed on some of my Donna Karen cashmere. I put on my tea necklace. It's just that I want to still look like something. I still want to look sexy. Just walking around the house into each other with the kids, everything. I still want them to like get a glance over, like every once in a while. Maybe I don't know, make a or something. I don't know. But he just glances over, and I want him to glance over and be like, "Oh, she's sexy." I still want that. So I'm still trying to keep myself together today. They're far and few in between that really do mean. I still am not wearing bras. I still wear my tank tops and t-shirts for at least 3 days in a row. So I force myself to have days like this to where I'm gonna make it. And I don't know that he will. He probably won't. And okay, I got busted because for some reason I found my retainers. Like I haven't had my retainer in I don't know how long. I used to wear Invisalign like years ago, and then I got retainers afterwards, and I never. And I started wearing them at night, going to bed, just wearing my retainer. My husband was like, "What the f?" I said, "It's my retainer," and he said, "When did you ever have a retainer?" He didn't even know I had retainers. It's like that's how much I know more than. We've been married for 12 years. And he was like, "Well, why are you wearing a retainer?" And I'm like, "I don't know, because it's COVID-19. And I don't know. Like my teeth are going to be straighter than straight. Like maybe there's more room for straightness. I would just want to keep improving. And this can be an improvement on my teeth when we come out of this. I don't know. Maybe I'll get a Colgate commercial. I don't know. But I'm wearing my retainer now. I thought that was interesting. I'm sure that you guys are doing some stuff. I mean, like, come on, don't judge us. What are you doing in your house?
That was real cute.
So what are you doing in your house? That's my question to you. What are you doing in this coronavirus lockdown? What are you doing that's unusual, or that something you picked up since you've been locked down? What is it? Is there anything?
I have to confess. I have an addiction now. I take 2 melatonin with my blood pressure medicine that makes me have nightmares.
And
I have a cup of coffee.
That's
the melatonin does not make me have nightmares with the blood pressure medicine. Okay. So when I tell you I'm sleeping, baby, I am like so sleep. Okay. That if I continue to sleep this good, I am going to probably go to sleep with a depend on or something. So that just in case something happens, okay, I will be covered. So I was waking, because I was so afraid that if I took the blood pressure medicine by itself and I kept having them nightmares, I was going to have a heart attack. You know what I'm saying? And, so I tricked my body. I put the melatonin on there with that caffeine. Baby, let me tell you something.
Wait a minute. If the melatonin helps you to go to sleep?
Yes, well, that helps with me with the blood pressure medicine. Don't make me have nightmares anymore.
But you're drinking caffeine, what keeps you up?
It's a cocktail. Let me say this to you: if you take caffeine with regular, just say aspirin, it boosts up the effectiveness. So it's like taking a Tylenol. If you take Tylenol with caffeine, the caffeine boosts it up. So I'm figuring that the caffeine is going to boost up the melatonin.
Oh, you thinking like the Tylenol is going to be a Tylenol with codeine with the caffeine. You think it's going to
be listen, you must have didn't do good in chemistry. You got to know how to do little stuff to make stuff work like a little more effective, okay?
Well, I learned something new.
Like we gonna get to it in a minute, but my auntie used to always say, "Now," she said, "Now you too young for me to put Ambi on your elbows, so I'm just gonna scrub it with a little Comet, okay? And then when you get older, you put that Ambi on there, okay?" So we just doing little ways to, natural, just to speed things up. So you listen. So now I am not having, because it wasn't my choice either, probably have a stroke without taking a blood pressure every other day, or take it. And I was so scared with these nightmares and everything. Like, I had a night, oh my God. I dreamed I was in a courtroom presiding over jury trial. I
know that was a nightmare.
That was a nightmare. I said,
I'm back in the courtroom again.
Listen, I was sweating. I was like, oh my God, please don't say that. Oh my Lord, Jesus. Woo, honey, I thought I was in the courtroom doing a trial. I thought, I was like, oh my God. Then I knew I needed some professional help. So that's when I got on the melatonin and caffeine. Do not try this at home.
Please don't, because I don't think she should be doing it, but okay.
Okay. What about you? What about you, Jason?
You know what? Actually, because I'm more like a social guy, and I like being out in the streets, even though I can't be in the streets now. But surprisingly, I'm comfortable being at home. Maybe because it was a sickness, I don't know. But I'll be at home all day. Today, I just went to the bank and deposited a check. Hey, and then came back home. But that's it. I'm just at home cooking.
Oh, that's good. Just chilling,
cooking and eating. Yeah.
Getting that body back, huh?
Trying to get that fat back.
I know that's right, baby, because that SpongeBob was not looking good. Okay, so listen, what's going on in Western Michigan?
Sure. Let's talk about it. Okay. Well, we already know.
Now we're seeing a large growth in those COVID cases in Western Michigan, which makes up Allegan, Barry, Kalamazoo, Kent, St. Joe, and Van Buren. Surely, I do not believe that this increase is attributable to the protest up in Lansing.
Sure, it's not.
Surely, I do not believe that these inhabitants came from Allegan, Barry, Kalamazoo, Kent, St. Joe, or Van Buren.
Surely not.
If I were a betting person, I would have to say that at least 125 were from that area.
Okay.
With no mask on.
More. At least 125. More than that.
I'm saying
4,000 people. 4,000 people was reported at this protest. 4,000 people.
So would you dare say that maybe a third of those protesters were at the Capitol or close to it from all of those different counties, and possibly gotten infected by anybody but Governor Whitmer? We just love Trump. We don't give a damn, and now they all messed up. This illness is nothing to take lightly.
Period.
It transcends political affiliations, Republicans, Democrats, Independents. And it seems that these individuals are taking the opportunity to make a political stand and say, look at me. Now look at them. Okay?
It's crazy.
What did she say? What did the governor say? She said, listen, many of you that are doing this protest are going to get ill. And what do we see? Now we see 999 cases in the last couple days in Western Michigan.
Right. And that's largely in Kent County where Grand Rapids is.
Okay.
The largest city in the state.
That's your stomping ground, ain't it?
Well, I was born there, but 30 of my years been here. 6 of my years is there. So
Look at her. Open Michigan up. Looking crazy.
no mask, no nothing.
No mask, and like you said, this isn't a joke. So they thought because we're not experiencing the virus there, guess what? We're immune. Then they coming down there and they talking like everyday life regular. And look, and you got her baby out there.
But the crazy thing is, not the crazy thing is, but a lot of people from this area traveled to Lansing, where a lot of people from Western Michigan met them there in this protest. So for them to think that they are not going to catch COVID in amongst these people like this was just asinine to me, just crazy.
Well, I don't think that these are the sharpest crayons in the boxes up here. Okay, these them broke crayons. You know them broke crayons right. You used to have, and they would be broke. You know, these are the broke crayons. Look at this. Right. This is out cold. Look at him. Just wanted to be on TV. Say my name. Say my name. Look at him. He is crazy. But like I said, these are them broken crayons that's in the box. Okay, so we're not even gonna get mad. Okay, because this is out cold.
In some cases, they can't get medical attention for issues that are not related to the coronavirus. And they basically just feel that this is more of a southeastern Michigan problem, and that it's a case of government overreach.
Crazy. That's crazy.
Okay. So we have a alert.
It's just crazy. It just doesn't make sense to think that they was not going to get sick, or that the numbers in King County was going to just rise to that level.
Well, you know what? It's because they were being silly and they wanted to believe that they were immune from it. Right. And that somehow, and this is my concern. Oh, I agree with you, Fred. They think that they are overprivileged. And here's the situation. Because they were in an area that you could not get the virus, they feel like, hey, I got antibodies, woo! And now look at this. No mask, no gloves. This is ridiculous. We now know that you can get this from asymptomatic. A person cannot be symptomatic. That means you're walking around like this and you got the virus.
And one person can spread it to 40 people.
What?
One person can spread it to 40 people. Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's like a stripper. Okay. No, remember back in the day when people had AIDS and HIV,
right?
They were able to figure out that a lot of strippers were actually spreading the disease among people, and they were able to make a determination of that. You know what I'm saying? Isn't that right, Charlene? That's right. That's right.
So, yeah. I mean, I was talking to some people in the gay community, and they were expressing that this is nothing new. A virus like this, where it's not controlled, there's no antiretroviral for it, no vaccine for it. So it's like, it was just like how AIDS was back in the 80s.
Okay, exactly.
But the thing is, with this, people are dying quicker. With AIDS, people are dying, maybe they live about 3 months and die. But this, people are dying in 3 days, 3, 4, 5 days, which is crazy.
And this is viral.
Yeah.
So it's a lot different in the transmission. There was a woman that
it's still a virus.
A grandma that they were able to attribute her COVID infection from touching a stairwell that another sick person at the nursing home, I was going to say funeral home, at the nursing home, Sorry.
don't make that correlation.
Oh, I know. You know, at the nursing home had touched and she got it. So this virus is spreading. It really is, you know.
It is. And you have to protect yourself and protect everybody around you.
And now you're saying one person can infect 40 people. Wow, that's something else.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what's our next topic?
The next topic is Americans are poisoning themselves in the rush to fight the virus. So have you been cleaning your house like crazy with Lysol, mixing chemicals and different things like that? Have you been doing that? But there's been reported that a lot of people are becoming sick from these mixing of chemicals to clean the house and trying to keep the house clean.
Listen, let me tell you something. A long time ago, you know, when I got divorced, I said, Lord, it was a stain on my glass. Mm-hmm. And I said, Lord, what happened to my marriage? And I was trying to get this stain off. I mixed ammonia and bleach. Baby, it started bubbling up. Brrr. He said, that was your marriage, Vonda. So I learned very early on, you know, don't mix. What you have to do is with every chemical, you have to cut it with a base. And what it is that if you use too strong detergents, it'll explode. But see, let me explain it to you. They said that there has been an increase of up to 45,000 poisonings. Okay.
Right.
Now, let me say, unfortunately, I'm going to say probably 4,000, about 44,900 are not from Black people, because we know what to do with listen, we also know to put a cup full of Clorox in your bath. Okay. I remember my aunt washing the greens in the washing machine. And how about, putting that little comment. It's not gonna hurt. I said comment.
But you know, that's generations away. That's probably how many generations away.
But listen, okay, so we know what to do with that. We know what to do with the ammonia. We know what to do with that bleach. Even the Black people that's getting poisoned by this. Okay? Open that window in there.
What? It might be, if you 40 plus, you know, but if you're not, you don't know, because
and you ain't cleaning like that either. Okay.
Exactly. You had not been in those days like that. You didn't see much. You was a child, you know. You didn't know what grandma, great grandma, and them was doing. You know, you was just a kid. So, and it wasn't passing that type of training down to you. They were just doing what they was doing. So 40 plus, yes, but these are
not Black people statistics. I'm just letting you know. These are not Black people statistics. Okay. These are people who are OCD. These are not Black people statistics. I'm telling you.
I think it is. I think a good majority of them are Black as well, too. Now, what the percentage is, I'm sure they didn't. The CDC didn't break it.
I'm going to qualify that. They probably are. And they come from the have and have modes. But the have and have less.
Okay, now I can agree with that.
The have and the have less know what to do with that and know how to clean. Okay, they ain't getting rushed to no doctor. They know not to add no bleach and no ammonia together.
Well, one adult woman was described in a report to have developed breathing difficulties and wheezing after filling her sink with 10% bleach solution, vinegar, and hot water to soak her produce.
Let's take a look at what that woman looked like. That was not no Black woman. That was not no Black woman. Okay, now stop. Okay, I'm just saying. Okay, we know what to do with cleaning. Okay, let me tell you something. Okay, baby, back in the day, I had this ex. I swear, every night his mother cleaned with pine saw. I'm telling you, when you go to somebody's door and you be, but wait a minute, and now it's Fabulous. That's Fabulous, okay?
Store.
Huh?
From the dollar store. Fabulous.
Okay, Fabulous, baby. It does what it's supposed to, okay?
So you
If I go into a grocery store or a store and I smell fabulous or I don't mind buying no food there. Okay, I'm telling you. If I'm not like in Kroger's, because I know that must be your generation, Jason.
I know. I've had my own
come on.
I've had my own experiences with mixing chemicals, and I've learned not to do that.
Okay. Well, like you said, that is Jason's generation. Okay.
No, it's not. It's not my generation. It's the generation under me.
My hands are burned from mixing chemicals. Charlene, what you mixing?
What you doing? Right.
Girl, what you doing? Y'all ain't mixing no Lysol. Don't be getting here. Incriminate yourself and be fine out you got some you cutting up something. Stepping on something. You know what I'm talking about. Don't be doing that. I've cleaned someone 90% alcohol and almost fainted. Yet listen.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I can see. Fabulous is the new Pine Star. Because it is. Okay. I'm just saying, okay. Now let's talk about Trump.
Let's talk about him. Let's talk about him. So go ahead.
Okay, so rate Trump's coronavirus response.
I'm trying to
see, let me say this to you. I got life experience. So some things I look up and some things I don't. I automatically knew when his approval went up when them stimulus checks went out. Okay? According to the Gallup poll, his approval rate went up by 43%. I didn't need no Gallup poll. I look at the grocery store. Okay? I see people filling up. And may I, when the beauty supply open, you're going to be seeing people buy all kinds of hair. You listen. And you know what? They don't call it stimulus money. That's that Trump money. I want some of that Trump money. I didn't get no Trump money.
I have to disagree with you on that. I don't think people are associating the stimulus money with Donald Trump. I think a lot of people are a lot smarter nowadays and understand that the stimulus money came from the legislator, from Congress. People know that. It ain't nothing Trump doing. They know it's coming from Congress. Congress agreed upon it and signed it into law. So people know it's not from Trump. I think people are smarter than that.
Well, you know what? Let me say this to you. We'll see. Okay. And let me say this to you. That's why I believe it's not a coincidence that the unemployment money has not dropped. See, what he's trying to do, Trump is a player. Okay.
And he is.
And what he's trying to do, okay, is massage the world. So what he's gonna do is he give you a little 1,200. Then he's gonna give you that 600 a week. And before you know it, you're gonna fall asleep. He know what he's doing. That's a player. That's a player. Because why is it that people can't even get through in this age of technology? Charlene, I agree with you, dump Trump. But let me tell you something. A whole bunch of your cousins gonna sleep on Trump. I'm telling you, cash rules everything with the Trump money. Agreed. I agree with you, Eric. See, let me just say this to you. That's because Jason is educated. No, and he be reading books all the time, okay? But I'm talking about them people that's saying, you know what? Listen, let me tell you something. May I, Jason?
Go ahead. You shall.
A half of my callers. Hey, this Vonda's law. Okay, when my Trump money come in, I'm gonna call you back so I can pay on that. Yeah, when my Trump money come in, I got you. Okay, all right. Listen, they know. Okay, they calling it that Trump money. So listen, I'm gonna get a little bit of that Trump money too. Okay,
by virtue. I'm going to vote anyways. They not. They scared of the 5G towers. They're not going to vote.
They scared of what?
5G towers.
What's that?
That's another story for another day.
Okay. So I'm just saying to you. I mean, now I think that, like you said, and I agree with someone who posted, cash is the equalizer. And when you start spending a lot, spreading it around a little bit, massaging it. The beauty supply opened up today. When I tell you, it was no social distance and lines was long and people stand outside to get in. Wendy, where are
you from? Yeah, where are you from, Wendy? She hasn't responded back. But Wendy, let us know where you're from.
Oh, she got to be from the ATL.
Exactly.
Okay. Because
I'm sure,
Jason,
around.
nobody want to walk around They like, I'm tired of walking around like that, okay? And I don't want no hat on, okay?
Your hair was cute the other day. Your hair was very cute the other day. Hey, Tyrone.
Okay, well, it's looking like, baby, they don't want their hair looking. They be like, okay.
Looking like Kissy.
Listen, let me say this.
Wendy, where are you from? We want to know.
I had to make a choice between getting the inner tube off of me or my hair. The beauty, she telegraph.
Right, the beauty spot up in here?
What? No. Carmen.
I can't imagine that wasn't in Ms. Whitmer's order.
Governor, watch that.
Governor. I said Ms. Whitmer. I just called out of Ms. Whitmer. I will call her governor.
Wait a minute. I know that wasn't on no 10 mile and no telegraph today. But let me say this to you. In California, there were barber shops that opened. Yes, ma'am. And Carmen, no. Okay, Carmen ain't she's just gonna be, here's the situation.
Yeah, some people are scared of the 5G towers. It's a conspiracy theory, but they scared of the 5G towers.
Wait a minute. Listen, I will go.
Wendy said she's from Detroit on Grand River.
What? But here's the thing. People are opening up, and you know what they said? Find me. I don't give a damn. I do not give a damn. But listen, let me tell you something about that 5G towers. My mother swear. She said, look, don't be calling and talking long on my phone because they listening in on the line. I said, okay. Listen, okay.
Well, so the 5G towers are supposed to be emitting, a lot of radiation, which they are located in most inner cities. So that's what, a lot of people are scared of.
This is really killing us. I know Sprinting is with them deals and stuff. I can't believe it, but they're in California. There were some barbershops that opened up. And even though there is a ban against that, you have people that say, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm going to open up, and what are you going to do? Fine me? That's it. That's it. So what is the Trump coronavirus response? What was the poll say?
Oh, here's one of the polls. I can't read the top of it because this thing is in the way.
End of April, 10%. End of May, 21%.
Here's the question. When do you expect the coronavirus outbreak to be controlled enough that people can safely attend gatherings of 10 or more people? By the end of April, by the end of May, by the end of June, or by the end of July, later in 2020, or will it take longer than that? So I have the chart here that tells people, most people think by the end of May, 21% thinks it's by the end of May, majority. But then a lot of people are saying later in 2020, and a lot of people are saying by the end of June.
And you know what I believe? That poll is probably attributable to ages. Younger people, they're gonna get out of here. That's just it. They're gonna get out in the streets. Mm-hmm. Older people are going to be a little bit more conservative. You know, my daughter told me, she said, Mom, I see why you get so upset. Everybody on your timeline is dying or have sick. You're not doing it on my timeline. Okay. I swear. And I'm not making light of it, but because the average person on my feed is going to be over the age of 40 and to 60. Those are the groups of people that are being affected the most by this. On my daughter's timeline, you're not seeing that. You're seeing they're posting things that are lighter, you know, funny, whatever. But it's like they don't have a fear of it.
Well,
And
it's not that they don't have a fear of it. I don't think they have a fear of it. I just think that they don't want to be bothered by it. They're just tired of hearing about the coronavirus and just don't want to be bothered by it. And just, it's not that they don't care, they just don't want to hear it.
Yeah, but look at all of those people that we did on the fun day last week. They was out there in them streets with stacks of money.
They were, and who knows how many of them are sick, you know, that are sick this week, and maybe will be sick next week. But here's another poll. It says, how would you rate Trump's overall response to the coronavirus outbreak? Well, Trump, your governors, or the federal government's response to the coronavirus outbreak: excellent, good, or not so good, or poor? So a lot of people said, 72% said about their governor, excellent and good, and 26% said not so good and poor. About the federal government, 49% said excellent, good, and 51% said not so good and poor. And about Donald Trump, 44% said excellent and good, and 54% said not so good. So this poll right here is troubling to me, because it's like the numbers are so very, very close. And it's like, is this any sign of how Trump is going to be reelected or not elected? But here's the thing. I think this poll is kind of crap to me, because it's among a random sample of 1,013 people, adults, that was conducted during the week of the demonstrations in multiple states, protesting the stay-at-home orders and restrictions on business activity. So I think it's, you know, a lot of Trump people that they did the survey on. So I think, you know, the service.
He who pays the piper calls the tune. And right now, the only person that's paying that piper in society's eyes is the dog. He paying the piper, baby, and he gonna call that tune too. Okay,
he's just looking like he is, and he's just playing the game.
Listen, he has the checkbook for this economy, and he $2 trillion. Okay, and he making sure. And now I'm just saying this. Oh, Jason Carmen said, who took this poll?
It was post you in the poll. Let me get the proper name for it. It was in the Washington Post. Let me get it up in a minute.
Erica, I agree. Age is definitely a factor in those responses. You know what I'm saying? Life experience gives perspective and wisdom. I agree with you, Erica, because let me tell you something. I used to love to eat Chipotle every day. I'm not singling that restaurant out, but I'm not eating out anymore. I'm going to make my little bologna sandwich with my fried onions, lettuce, and tomato. Okay, that's what I'm eating. I eat that every day. Okay.
I've been scared to eat out ever since, you know, the coronavirus.
And we would eat out all the time. And I'm not saying that I wouldn't there because I love Chipotle and I think that they take very good precautions. I don't care. They can be giving away food. I'm not going to eat it. I'm just not eating out. I'm not. There's nothing that you can make me do. You listen, you can give me 75% off at a fine restaurant, whatever. I'm not going to eat there.
Not even at the Running Chop House?
No. Let me tell you something. When I saw that horrific post of those bodies at Sinai Hospital, that made it real for me. That made it real. Before it wasn't real. You know what I'm saying? And then before you got sick, it wasn't real. Oh, I don't know anybody. This is, you know, I don't know anybody that's affected by it. It's real now, you know.
I honestly didn't think it was real until I was in the hospital and they told me, oh yeah, you were COVID positive. And it kind of shocked me. I was like, okay, really? Wow.
And then when we look at your pastor's mother in the passing today, that made it real. It wasn't somebody who you didn't know. It was somebody that you knew. And I think that as a result, and I agree, that's someone, she's such an honorable woman.
Right.
It's a reflection of you know, the age, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, you can look at people walking down the street. You know, they'll say just be 20 feet away. They don't have a mask on. They don't have gloves on. They're keeping social distance. But then you might see somebody my age got the mask on, got the face guard on, got glasses, got a hat on, got gloves on. So therefore, and I agree, Erica, we, the 40 to 60 year old and olders, are more likely to modify our behavior by staying home and cooking in addition to other precautions. I absolutely agree with that. Okay. We have to, because it's killing people in our age range. You know, it's not killing people it's killing people in our age range.
Right. So let's go on to the next topic and let's talk about your girl. Let's talk about
Carol.
Let's talk about your girl, Carolyn Goodman in Las Vegas. Mayor Carolyn Goodman. Go ahead. Tell us about the story. Tell us about it.
Well, first of all, Carol Goodman says, listen, let's reopen the Strip and dismiss critics as alarmists. But let me give you, I remember many years ago, I was presiding over a case, and it was a serial killer. And I said, well, why did you take him out and question him after that? He said, because past behavior is predictive of future outcome. Well, let me tell you something first of all about Carol. Carol's husband, Oscar, was the mayor for 3 terms. But he was a big mobocioso. He was the
what?
He was a mob boss attorney. Okay. He represented Meyer Lansky, Nikki Scarfo, Fat Herbie Bleenstein, and Frankie Lefty Rosenthal. Okay. So when he got elected, what'd he do? He donated his salary to charity. And you call him concierge. He was a concierge to the mob. And so what he did was he didn't need to advertise, okay? Because he So
he was advertisement.
Okay. He donated his salary to charity all 3 times. His net worth on paper, it's only $1 to $5 million. And he owns Oscar's Steakhouse in Las Vegas, where there's a lot of memorabilia about, you know, his days back, you know, when he was being the concierge for the mob. And so what he did is he now put Carol out there. So what do we know? Carol said, this is Las Vegas, Nevada. This is not China.
So let's take a look at some videos of Carol talking to Anderson Cooper on this show. Let's look at it.
Can find people to speak on either side. What's happened in this country is so much anger and
the
just
governor
everything
says,
being fanned.
The governor says
I
that,
admire our governor. And
the governor says, unfortunately, I've known the mayor. I don't need politicians weighing in on what
I am not a
what's
politician.
the best date would be.
I am a politician.
I need doctors and medical sound advice.
No. And who are his people? And are they in fact the best that we can have? I'm assuming yes. And all I'm doing is asking for a plan so I can tell our people who are calling by the thousands, when are they going to get a paycheck? How can they get a roof over their heads? I am down in the groundwork with the people who've made this city what it is, who've come here to live, come here to build it, and we were not broken, and we need to get back to work. That's it.
There's Chinese researchers have shown how this virus spreads, and I just want to put up for our viewers. This is a restaurant.
Anderson, you are tough.
No, I'm not
We're
talking.
back to China. This isn't China. This is Las Vegas, Nevada.
Wow. Okay, that's really ignorant. This is a restaurant, and the yellow circle. That's an ignorant statement. That's a restaurant, and yes, it's in China, but there are human beings too. That yellow is a person who is asymptomatic and infected, and all those other red circles are other diners who that one diner passed the virus to. All those other people became infected in a restaurant that had air conditioning, and they believe it was the air conditioning which helped the virus spread to all.
That's crazy. Like, what is this talk she's saying? Here's another video.
But I don't understand. Do you not have any sense of responsibility if you're calling for something to at least try to work to make it as safe as possible?
I speak with the owners of our city casinos every day, almost. And they're all in such pain of having to furlough or let everybody go in the casinos.
Yeah, I'm sure the casino owners are very sad. I get that.
Well, no, they're very sensitive people that care about their employees and having shut down the businesses here. These are people, not the strip hotels. That's under the jurisdiction of the county, our unincorporated county. Our jurisdiction here, City of Las Vegas.
My heart doesn't. I mean, casino owners. No. I'm sure they're probably doing okay. It's the people who are working on the floor who are the ones who are going to become infected and potentially die.
No, you're talking disease. I'm talking life. I'm talking life and living. These are people who have had to abandon. Well, it maybe doesn't to you. It does to us here in Las Vegas. They've had to release all these workers that have no other source of income to feed their children. And they're also having to make a way to go ahead and help support the city. So at the time it opens,
usually the ones releasing the workers are generally doing okay. They're the ones who have a lot more money. It's the ones who are actually released who are really suffering.
Side of the fence. I am talking about the workers. I'm talking about the low-income, middle-income workers that are out free and without a dime in their pockets.
You're actually talking about casino owners, your friends, but
no, I'm not talking about casino.
Right, well, you were, but now you've switched.
I'm on the same. No, that's been my focus from day one. If you go back to everything I say, it's been always about putting our workers back to work. It is not about the casino.
So that's just interesting to me. She wants to say it's about life. And Anderson is like, what do you mean it's about life when if we send these workers back to work, they're going to possibly contract COVID and possibly die. So what do you mean about life and living? Okay, what is it good to have an income when you have COVID and you're going to die? There's no point to it.
You're talking about the have and the have more, not the have and the have less.
But guess what? Since you talked about her husband, let me tell you a little something about her. So yes, I put up her 2019 financial disclosure statement from the state of Nevada. And guess what? Looky. Let's look at her financial disclosure statement.
Whoa. Okay. We got the hotel.
That's what I'm gonna look at. So that's her sources of income. So she makes $149,891 a year. But the sources of income, as you can see, her salary, another member in her household from the Las Vegas Convention Authority, another member in her household professional services, investments, she checked it, and her household member. And that last one, the Plaza
Hotel and Casino, LLC. What's the Plaza Hotel? Let's look at it.
I got you. So I looked up the Plaza Hotel, and the Plaza Hotel is owned by the Tamarisk Group and Play LV Gaming. So now let's look at her 2019 contributions and expense report. Now look who's listed on her contribution and how much they gave. Play LV Gaming and Operations LLC, $10,000.
Now let me say this for you. What is really interesting in Michigan, and obviously the law must be different.
Right. Absolutely.
But if you are an investor in a casino, you cannot make a political contribution. Right. So maybe they obviously must have different laws there. And whoever was there maxed out with that
$10,000. So it's whoever this household member is, which presumably probably her husband, is getting paid by the casino, and they're contributing to her campaign, which
exactly.
and they are her friends. So that's why.
Exactly. But listen, this woman, they got money. Okay. You know what? Just like Donald Trump, keep that little change. He says, anyway, how much does the president make? I don't even know. Just, donate it to charity. I don't give a name. Because there's so much more perks that you can get. Right. You know what I'm saying? The hand that rocks the cradle rules the world, baby.
Right.
So right now, she that one, okay? And let me tell you,
her profile is rising,
Let me tell you. He the pimp of Las Vegas, okay? Okay? Because guess what? He running stuff from that bed, okay? And what I'm saying to you, obviously, they're arm's length transactions. I'm not saying that he's doing anything, but right now, Oscar, everybody want Oscar to be on their team, okay? Oscar Goodman, because they've been getting money. They've been getting money. Do you know Oscar Goodman was practicing law in when? 1964.
Wow.
He's been getting it.
Wow. Okay?
Then she goes on to say, we've learned from history. We have had Ebola, West Nile, and polio. They're telling her age. That was in 1952, so I can't even say that. I don't know. That was before my time.
She did talk about that, and she said to Anderson, "You are not old enough to know about Tubman." Something she mentioned, some reference she made to Tubman. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So he agreed. He said, but they're not on the casino floor. She says, well, we don't know. Let me tell you something. Carol is a smart cookie. Okay, she's a smart cookie.
But dumb.
And her and Oscar. See what I love about people like that? They like this. Hey Jay.
But they offer themselves.
They like this. Who needs that little change? Because they're influence peddlers. You understand? They're not in it for the money. The average politician gets in trouble for taking cash, for getting money. They got money. He just wants somebody to listen to his little war stories about back in the day when he was with Lefty and them. Okay? They got that money. So they're not out here trying to make a lot of money. They want fame and power. The same thing Donald Trump wants. That's why, and they're independents. They are not Democrats. And guess what? Can't nobody beat them. Why? Because they're rich. And what they want to do is they want to control the narrative. And they're able to do that by being in the position that they are. And so let me tell you something. Oscar gonna get invited to more boards and more. But look, Oscar 82. Okay, listen, all right. Oscar got his mask on, his gloves on somewhere. He like, Carol, you gonna deal with that, okay? But our family still has that privilege of having of being a mayor. I mean, this is the mayor. This went around the world. This doesn't go locally.
But she doesn't have any authority to open up the casinos anyway. She's just talking a good game.
We know that, but it's still, this went around the world. That's gonna make Oscar's stock go up. The average person think that she
the Goodman name.
Okay, all right. So listen, you saw her with her long parents on and her St. John. I know she had on. Right. I know that was St. John.
Look how frustrated Anderson gets.
They're so careful. And even as we work every single day. I have not missed a day. And anybody who is in or comes into the office that needs an appointment or has an issue, they all are with their masks on, or we always enforce social distancing. And the office is absolutely pristine. With germ-free.
You're talking about your office.
Well, hopefully everything in the building. We shut down the lobby.
She sounds nuts. Like she can't even talk straight. So
let me say this to you.
I don't care.
Carol got that money. Stop playing. Carol.
Right. Look, Erica says they have money. They want power.
Got that money.
Yeah, that's what.
Listen, she like, little boy, I eat you up, man. What? You know who my husband was? Follow along. Her husband was able to survive indictments on him as a lawyer. These are some Teflon folk. They know what to do. So that's why she ain't even playing. Oh, come on, little boy. Get on, get in your little area, okay? And she crazy, but listen, okay? But they wealthy. And listen, okay? Oscar getting calls all over the world, okay? I'm just saying. Now, what about this? The Mississippi Barber.
I forgot to play this clip earlier in one of our other stories when we was talking about people over cleaning.
Now, supposing we hit the body with a tremendous, whether it's ultraviolet or just very powerful light, and I think you said that hasn't been checked, but you're going to test it. And then I said, supposing you brought the light inside the body, which you can do either through the skin or in some other way. And I think you said you're going to test that too. Sounds interesting. Right, and then I see the disinfectant where it knocks it out in 1 minute. And is there a way we can do something like that by injection inside or almost a cleaning? Because you see it gets on the lungs and it does a tremendous number of the lungs. So it'd be interesting to check that. So that you're going to have to use medical doctors with. But it sounds interesting to me.
Nutcase.
The have and the have more. That's privilege. Okay. And that's what these people, here is a president who, with his power, was able to release the cocktail and say, oh, we got the cure. It's not a cure, but we're going to go ahead and push it through. And now what are we finding out? That may cause severe consequences, and that in fact now people are distancing from that quinine that people were given. They giving out that like candy. Here, right. We're not in a position, Mr. President, to say medicinally what should combat certain viruses. So now you're trying to talk about giving people injections with Clorox. How? He said disinfectant can kill them in a second. Just go ahead and put that in the IV. Okay, only Republicans are digest this. He telling us go ahead and get them a little, just a little Clorox in that drip. They're gonna be all right. Okay, now forget the fact it's gonna burn a hole in your lung. Okay, and it's gonna look like a Swiss cheese.
Right. Crazy. But yeah, I forgot to play that little clip earlier in one of our earlier stories about America poisoning themselves.
Yeah.
Trying to poison us.
Okay, what about the barber?
Oh.
That's sad.
Yeah. That's a story. Go ahead.
Okay, well, we got a barber that was cutting hair, and as a result, he got the coronavirus. It's called Tapper Nation. And what happened is that a Mississippi barber died. He was doing bootleg haircuts after hours, 46 years old. He posted, close down, quarantine yourself, stay away from people or things. I feel a little achy, fever was high, so I came in to get checked. Tapper Nation will be closed for the rest of the week for, watch this, Jason, well-deserved rest and relaxation. I don't think he meant like rest in peace.
Right.
Anyway, he did say that he would only service those individuals that are receiving a service until further notice. So if you're not receiving a service, don't come in. But you're missing the point.
Exactly.
And what it was is probably an asymptomatic client.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Came in who was not feeling anything. He's familiar. See, this is the thing about, educating yourself about viruses. It used to be that men say, well, she don't look like she got no AIDS, or he don't look like he got no AIDS. What that mean?
Yeah,
That's crazy. But at the same time, you think, well, you know what? I know Vonda. I go to Raro. Got to give a shout out. He's so mad at me. He texted me. He said, leave the hat on or don't never come back in here and get your hair cut again. but I love him. But anyway, the thing about it is, if I go into him, I love Vonda. She's a retired judge. She's a lawyer. She ain't got no corona. Corona, it don't work like that. Right. You got rich, you got poor, you got in between. Let me tell you something. I'm more afraid of people who take care of themselves than ones that's not. Because, baby, let me tell you something. Them people on the block, I see them every day. They got their little drink. They ain't got no mask and their gloves. And guess what? They gonna live to bury me, probably. Okay. I'm more concerned about these people who so germophobic, but going into Whole Foods and getting sick. Okay. See, those are the ones. So you gotta watch everybody. I just watch everybody. When I see somebody, I cross the street. Okay, I don't care if I offend you. I don't care. But what his assumption is that it would breed among people who were not getting serviced, or that she take care of herself, or he's in pretty good shape. Those are the people who are asymptomatic and who are deadly. They just like a little, you close when you turn a light off and they be a little germ. They're looking like a little germ, but to you and I, they got their little polar, they geared up, but they walk around like that little germ. And so as a result of it, as a result, thank you, that you don't see it. And like you don't see it. So you walking around, you 30 years old, you asymptomatic, you get me and you kill me. You know what I'm saying? And so therefore, thank you, Kenya. The asymptomatic patients can't taste or smell, but don't have respiratory issues. Thank you so much, Kia, Miss Montgomery. Yeah. And that's thank you. So what happens is that they feeling like, well, I don't have a fever. We think that's the number one condition, that you got to have a fever. So if don't have a fever, but I'm like, I can't, I ain't really trying to taste or eat nothing. I'm all right. I'm just still moving because I don't have a fever.
Honestly, that's how I was for several weeks, because I didn't think it was COVID. I didn't think it was COVID at all. I just thought maybe I came down with the flu or something like that, because, I was fatigued, but I didn't, I just didn't think it was COVID.
Because you did not have the fever. So like Miss Montgomery said,
I did not know what a fever was. Honestly, didn't know what a fever was. When I did have it, didn't even know it was a fever. Didn't know when you got hot like that and you almost pass out. That's a fever. I did not know. Didn't know it.
And so now we're going to, what about the man that was turned away from 3 hospitals and died? That's so sad.
That's very sad.
Well, I woke up. Oh, listen, let me just say this to you, Carmen. I woke up last week about 3 a.m. and there was a nail tech on live doing nails. I sent it to Jason. We're not going to show it. There was a young lady that basically said, can you speak to this? My cousin is doing hair now. And there was a picture of her doing hair in her salon. It was only her and that individual. What did you say? One person can infect 40 people. So if I'm asymptomatic and I just want to get my hair done because I'm going to be on this hot date or on viral date or whatever, you sitting up there breathing and you could take that home and kill your whole family. And that's the unfortunate part, that but let me tell you something. Let's talk about the man that was turned away from 3 hospitals. Went to Beaumont, said it was likely bronchitis. Beaumont says we're doing the best that we can to triage patients and we do not discriminate. However, there was a nurse that I read, allegedly, and I don't know if this is true, that worked at Beaumont, went to Beaumont, did not give her treatment, and she died.
Well, when I went, the lady that was at emergency, she scared me so bad because I'm thinking I'm just going for back pain.
Did you go to
Beaumont? Beaumont Dearborn.
Okay.
And that was my first time going. And then she was like, "Oh, well, you know what? If you just want to if you want to be seen, you're going to go to ER, and you're more than likely going to catch COVID because COVID is all in the ER." So that scared the hell out of me. So I'm like, is this your tactic to get people to go back home? And I don't know. It was just crazy that she said that to me. So I decided to go back home because, like, I'm not trying to catch COVID, not knowing I already had it. So,
and allegedly they said that he went to Henry Ford, but Henry Ford said, to Detroit receiving, but they said they don't have him there. Now, here's the situation. I don't know the situation. It's very unfortunate that this wonderful family lost their leader. But Detroit Receiving Hospital take anybody in there, okay? And they said they didn't have no records, so I don't know about that, okay? But honey, Detroit Receiving Hospital, they number one. Listen, I knew every resident till they became a doctor. When they were practicing, because it was so many that would come into court. It's true. Her daughter was interviewed on the news, and that's so unfortunate. But you know what? They might not be keeping records, but that was very unfortunate. Young man lived in Grosse Pointe. It's very sad, and that's terrible.
A lot of it is social economics and disinvestment in the community. That's just what it boils down to.
Beaumont, they need, every time I turn around, we're starting to hear a little something. And what they need to do with these hospitals is have better PR training, because it's not going too good. I think the entire healthcare system was handled this very haphazardly. I agree with you, Frank. You know what, Fred Gadsden, they weren't ready for it. But let me say this to you. You have to prepare yourself so that in the event that you need to come out and do what you need to do, you need to be able to handle it. That is no excuse. Obviously the first couple of weeks, but listen, a soldier know what to do. Whether he got to go to Japan, whether he got to go to the Middle East, whether he got to come over here, he know what to do. And we weren't ready. And hopefully this will be a wake up.
Like okay, Smith said she said it's healthcare disparities. It is. A lot of people in the Black community, we're wondering why it's hitting the Black community so hard, is because a lot of us we don't have insurance, we don't even have a primary care doctor. So when we get sick, we can't even call a doctor to figure out what's going on and get suggestions from a primary.
And what you indicated, when you were having problems, your doctor called you in medicine. Is that correct?
He did. He prescribed me medicine. He prescribed me azithromycin. He prescribed me pain pills. He prescribed me muscle relaxer. So he was prescribing me everything.
You don't have that relationship.
Right.
All you doing is taking Tylenol and taking hot showers.
Right.
Wait a minute, Kenya Montgomery. I'm a nurse, and the hospitals are filled with dead bodies. The nursing facilities are overwhelmed as well. The front lines are not protected. That is so tragic. But let me tell you something, Kenya Montgomery. We are holding each and every one of you up in prayer. We are asking that there be a covering around you to protect you as you go in there and do your magic, your miracles. We are covering you. I know we are covering you in the Christian community. I know that people are praying in all communities. Right now we're going through Ramadan. I know they holding you up. And I know this. I know that the prayers, the corporate prayers, are protecting them, because these are men and women that are going to work, coming home, and able to survive. That ain't nothing but prayer. That's prayer, baby. That's prayer and preparation. And they're doing such a wonderful job, and that's what. But let's finish up with T.I.
Well, we're over time, but hey, it is what it is. You wanted to go over last week, but we can go over this week.
Okay. This is your issue. You didn't like this.
So last November, everybody knows rapper T.I. appeared on a podcast and revealed that he takes his daughter to see a gynecologist for virginity testing. He said, "This is the thing. Deja, who is now 18, just graduated high school, and now she's attending her first year of college, figuring it out for herself. And yes, not only we've had the conversation, we have yearly trips to the gynecologist to check her hymen." So that blew up and made major news across headlines. And but in a recent episode of T.I. and Tiny Friends and Family Hustle, he explains why he protects his daughter and not his sons from heartbreak. So let's take a look at that clip.
Ready to race?
Let's do it. Yeah, y'all go ahead, man. Let us have some adult discussions.
I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do now that Rocco has started dating. I was thinking I would set up us going out and then see what all he knows about.
He asked you to do that?
He didn't ask me to do the date part.
It's all right that she feels that she should show her son how to be a gentleman. Although he has to be receptive to that. He has to know that what she's teaching him may not be what the young lady he prefers would prefer.
You gotta give him a little space, you know, like I'm not overbearing. So he keep talking to me. I don't want him to feel like, damn, I don't want her around.
Don't worry, that's gonna come.
Well, I hope not.
Listen, it's supposed to get to a point where they can handle it on their own and they don't want y'all in their business. If it doesn't get to that point, something's gone terribly wrong.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I only feel the need to protect the girls from heartbreak. So for me, it's about making sure that my daughters grow up as happy and unencumbered by outsiders tweaking their emotions as possible. That doesn't mean that I don't want my daughters to date or have experiences. It just means I know that they will hold on to those experiences. And I don't know how that will translate when they come out of it. Now, for a young man, you're not really gonna know who you are for real until you've dealt with heartbreak.
So do you think, what he's saying is true and accurate, or do you think it's just...
Here's a man
thinking
who defied the odds. He's brought up in Georgia, broke, family, his grandparents raised him, should have been dead, should have been in the penitentiary. And now he get an opportunity to do something different. He gonna go way to the trend. Because everything that he said, he's now looking at it from a parent perspective, opposed to being able to look at it as being in them streets and doing it. Even his vernacular has changed. You know what I'm saying? He used the words he can't spell, but that's okay because I love T.I. and I don't give a damn, okay? All right. But my point being to you is he's overprotective because he wants this generation that comes from him, this limb that comes from him, to do better than what happened with him. I mean, his grandparents raised him. So he's committed to raising his family. And one of the things that you can find, I think, in life is that people who have been hurt go to the extreme. They smother you or they run from you. And what he's trying to do is everything in his power to make sure that his children will be educated. It's a little bit different. And obviously, I think that men have a different perspective. First of all, I think that you have, in order to grow, you got to be vulnerable. Let me tell you what I told my daughters. I got 2 daughters. I said 3 things you're going to get played for: your time, your money, and your sex. Just be able to rebound from it because it's going to happen. And I'm going to keep it 100. Oh my God. Well, that's because you're a ghetto judge and, you're ghetto and, I'm saying because whatever, I mean, that's why you talk to your kids like that. Okay. But I kept it 100 with my children because I did not want to sugarcoat it. I wanted to be real with them.
Right.
I wanted my children.
Help a standard for him to have that type of overreach for his daughters, but not for his sons.
And a man that got a lot of women as a playboy and a woman that got a lot of men as a hoe. Bottom line, it's always going to be that. That's just what it is, okay? That's just always going to be. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that, listen, going to get that check, what he was doing was put it in her head. You know what? That was a Jedi. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to see what's up. He wasn't going in no room. But listen, how many dads don't give a damn? They don't care what's going on. Baby, look, listen. Okay, let me tell you something. I can't tell you how many calls I get from me and say, well, my daughter grown, why I got to still pay child support? Because you wasn't paying it when it was due, boo. Okay? But my point being to you is, it's a lot of men that's walking away. So that puts a lot of weight on women to not only be a man and a woman. So a lot of times we're harder on our girls. I remember growing up, guys that I dated, they had their rooms in the basement. They could have girl company, but them girls couldn't handle. You had to sit in that front room. But hey, and let me say this to you: if you gonna do it, it don't take nothing but a minute. Okay, right. Okay, huh? You be sitting up there doing what you doing. You go, oh, hey, how you doing? You done got pregnant in the living room. Okay, and that's how fast it happened. Okay, sure. So what we have to do is we have to be able to compete with mainstream media, deal with our children where they are, and be 100 with it. You know what I'm saying? You know, everyone wants their children to grow up and to be virgins. Oh my God, you know what I'm saying? And be married to their husband forever. That's not reality. And so when I had my children, they were growing up, you know, now that's another story. But I bought a box, and it was at least $100 or $200 worth of contraceptives. And every month I would just dump. But that trying to regulate, and I'm gonna try to see us. They gonna do what they gonna do. Now they won't get pregnant. Now they don't want children. Which now I feel like because maybe I pushed that contraceptive issue so far. Lauren is saying she doesn't want children.
It's the open conversation that kind of like expands the mind of a child. You know, growing up. You know, it's the ability to have that open conversation to make a decision and to have you help me make the decision instead of
you know what was worse, Jason? Slipping and trying to go get an abortion and being scarred psychologically because of the choice you made.
Yeah. And doing that without the assistance of a parent.
Exactly. Right. And I knew that was the greater of the two, you know, and I had to make a decision. I mean, I remember going to my daughter's school of all places and speaking about childhood pregnancy at a Catholic school. Everybody turned beet red.
I'm sure.
After I talked about that, there was a 14-year-old girl that had come to school after giving birth at home and hid the baby. You understand what I'm saying? Because she's trying to live in two worlds. You're trying to live in the world of being righteous, in the world of being normal or feeling. And so what she was doing, she didn't know what to do. Deliver the baby and hid the baby, and it was lying and sneaking is a job. Damn, girl, you put that down, then you can't. Girl, where you at? In your living room? She must have got a little wine. She put the lying and sneaking. Let me put that in my phone, okay? Lying and sneaking is a job. Okay.
Look, Kia, it's gonna be on her. It's gonna be on her page next.
Okay. Well, listen, Jason. I think we went over time.
Well over time.
I hope everybody enjoyed it. Listen, and you know what? I'm just gonna say this, and you know, don't get no lawyer, no couple minutes because they're gonna take it. But you know, the beautiful thing about this is that we are taking time to actually connect. Right. You know, both of us do social media, but to be able to interact with people who have viewpoints and ideas is phenomenal. I'm having so much. I'm meeting different people. Michelle, we met Fred Gaskin, L.K. Smith. We're meeting so many different people. Kia Montgomery. Okay. So I'm encouraging people to tune in. We're able to share ideas. Look at me trying to be sexy with me, a little candle in the back.
Right. And just share our episodes with your friends and share it to your page so more people can tune in and watch the show.
And what Jason said is that we wouldn't be on a per se schedule once a week, but just as the spirit hit us. And, you know, after, going through a really challenging weekend in Michigan with the extension of the stay at home. But may I say, we are now plateauing. And we had now, as far as the outbreak, we're still there. The deaths. We've had the lowest deaths since, I want to say, March 31st, so we're doing pretty good. But listen, thank you so much for this wonderful this time for us to be together. And thanks, Jean. I love Jean. But I think that this is novel. I hope that we'll continue to do it. But let me tell you what's gonna happen. It's gonna get warm. Jason gonna be in the streets and be like, okay. That was quarantine. That was for the quarantine. I don't want to do that again.
No, that's not gonna be what's gonna happen.
Well, listen, so until we meet again, but of course we want to say to the, and I think that you should say it to the family.
Yeah, the Shearer family, that we're praying for them.
Yes, that we are praying for them, and you are always in our prayers. And to all our healthcare professionals, listen, we praying for you. We holding you up.
Yes.
The janitor to the surgeon, okay? Right. And listen, the janitor is more important than all of them because she is the one that's on the front line making sure that them diseases and all of that don't get spread, okay?
Exactly.
And so therefore, we are holding you up in prayer. Obviously, the nurses and the doctors, but listen, we're all in this together until we meet again.
Peace, love, happiness, and stay safe.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.